Hi guys, I'm back. And as I said in the last video, I thought I might just do a ring pour in the center of a black canvas. Didn't have a lot of black paint left, so I just did the corners. And there's no rhyme or reason to the pattern, so don't think that there is. So we're just going to start with, oh, I don't know. What color do we want in the center this time? Possibly, I think we'll do a hint of turquoise just in the center. I'm saving the rest of that color for another pour, so we'll leave that. And we'll do the pink. And again, when I'm pouring these colors, I'm trying not to mix them up too much. Just pour them gently. And even if you can catch the side of the cup a little bit, it'll kind of break it from really mixing down through all the colors and blending and getting kind of a mud color. Although I don't tend to get much mud, luckily. If you have problems with getting mud with your paintings, your paint is too thin. Or you are, pouring from too high up and they're blending too quickly. It really is easy to avoid that by either making your paint thicker or, let's do, oh, I don't know, we'll do this pink again. Make your paint thicker. That's my one tip, like all the time. Make your paint thicker. If it's not working for you, make it thicker. Because probably 95% of the time, that's the problem people have, is their paint is too thick. I mean too thin, excuse me. I'll put a little bit of black in there. So that's always my suggestion, is before you try anything else, try making your paint thicker. And don't put too much floetrol in. If you're using floetrol, I've heard ratios out there like 1 part paint, 3 parts floetrol, and 1 part paint, 6 parts floetrol. That's just ridiculous. It's way too much. So don't do it. Your floetrol is not a pouring medium, for one thing. It's a paint extender, and it's meant to make your paint go smoother on the wall. It's not a pouring medium, so don't call it a pouring medium. Don't use it as a pouring medium. And it's actually a little thicker than pouring medium. That's why I like using it. It works better for me. So try using more paint, less floetrol, and just a little bit of chilled distilled water. Let's go with one more. I think that should be plenty for this little bitty painting. Okay. And I'm going to try and kind of stop part of the way through and move the canvas, or maybe move it as I'm going kind of wonky there. It's hard to do two things at one time. It's like rubbing your head and your tummy at the same time. Sorry for the shadow. Ooh, that was bad. Okay, I think we're going to stop doing that. And we're going to try again to keep from dripping in the center of the canvas. Almost there, almost there. There we go. Okay. Well, we're just going to go off the edges. Really like for it to come back to the center and just go off that, but I don't think it's gonna work real well. Okay, now we need to go back this way because we've missed some of the canvas on the other side. Plus we'll stretch it out a little bit more. Come on. Almost there. There we go. Oh, still did not get it. Okay, there we go. Let's bring it back a little bit. Okay, that's it. Just kind of trying to balance out the sort of darker side over here with the lighter side over here. There we go. That's it. Not too bad. Not terribly exciting, I don't think, but it's still pretty. The black does tend to sort of glaze over and sort of muddle things a little bit, but partly that's because my black paint is a little thin. When you're starting off with paint on the canvas, you want it to be a little thin, thinner than your pouring paint. There's popping bubbles. And I think it dripped right there. Let's see if we can take that off that side. I do not like having drips, but I accidentally dripped in my painting. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay, back we go. Problem fixed. You never even know it. Alright, so I'm going to call that one done. It's kind of pretty. I like it. It doesn't have as much pink in the last one, so it's not quite as bright, and I think the black sort of, I don't know. Let's see if you can see any better. Nope, that really didn't help. The colors are kind of washed out. I think it's partly because they're metallic, iridescent. Okay, so as you can see in the center, we do not have an ugly drip mark, thank goodness. Because when you drip in the center, you can, once you stretch out the paint, you can really mess things up. There's not real lot of excitement going on in this one, but still, it's pretty. I like it. I really love lines, so let's see if we can catch any of the iridescentness of it. Now you can kind of see the shimmeriness of it. Try not to stick my phone in the painting. There you can see it. I hope you can see the glitteriness of it. Shimmery. Okay guys, there's your pretty for today. I hope you like this painting. And I don't know what I'm going to do next. I haven't decided yet. Maybe just a pretty little dirty pour flip cup with these, with the last bits of these metallic iridescent paint. They're really pretty. Probably not going to put any black in there. I'm not really sure about white. We may do one with white and with like a lot of white, and then one without any white at all, and see what the difference is. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little painting. By the way, this canvas is an 8-inch by 8-inch canvas square. The last one I used was a 8" by 10". And but most of the time I do like the 8" by 8" canvases. It's a nice size. I like the squareness of them, and that's definitely my suggestion if you guys are just starting out with this. Start with either a 6 by 6 or an 8 by 8. The 8 by 8s tend to be easier to find, and if you go with anything bigger, sometimes you can run into trouble. The 8 by 8 seems to be the easiest size to work with as far as, you know, really beginning. Plus, you're not using up a lot of paint, and in the beginning, you tend to go through a lot of paint because nothing goes right sometimes. So I'm total proof of that. It took me 6 months to get a painting with cells, but that was because, you know, I was one of the very first ones out there doing this, and there wasn't a lot of information out there yet for me to sort of build upon. So now you guys have a lot of people to choose from, a lot of different techniques, a lot of different products. So there's even tons of companies that have come out with their own pouring paint, which did not exist when I first started. So and if you are going to use the pouring paints out there, I do have one suggestion for you on that. I have found great success mixing the pouring paints with just a little bit of the thick tube paint, sort of a medium base, or even the heavy body paint, tube paint, just to thicken up the pouring paints, because a lot of the pouring paints, I haven't found one pouring paint that is the right consistency for me. Now that's not to say it's not going to be the right consistency for you guys. It could be, but I have found I like to thicken up the pouring paints, and then they work really, really well. So that's my tip for the day. I hope you guys are happy and healthy and taking care of one another, and I love you all. Thank you for supporting my channel and watching the ads for me, and I hope you have a lovely day. See you later. Bye.